Welcome student to this lecture. Up to previous lecture we completed our first lesson of the Indian subcontinent and history. Uh, the Indian subcontinent varies in landforms varies in a landform like Himalaya at the northern side of the Indian subcontinent. The Himalayan ranges have started from the Hindu Kush mountains up to the Arunachal Pradesh. This mountain area creates its own culture, which has like a husbandry of yak and hunting of different animals. They lived their livelihood through this because their farming is impossible. So, the hunting of the animals, milking yak of this area has that the peoples are keep these yak as domestic animals and milk them, having different uses of this yak in the mountain area. They create their own culture or rituals because of these mountains. After that, we have Ganga plain, the river Ganga, Sindhu, Ganga, and Brahmaputra plains. So these plains are flourished and the lands are very fertile. So the culture at this area, in this area, develop different rituals from that of Himalayan mountain areas. Here, the land is plain and availability of the water in a plenty. It creates the farming becomes the main business in this area. So the rituals also get different from that mountains of this area. The fisheries and different types of businesses creates here. So this type of landforms affect the history of India. After that, we have below Satpura ranges or Vindhya mountains, we have a Deccan plateau, which is surrounded by the three coastal regions at the Western Ghat, Eastern Ghat, and at the south we have Indian Ocean. At the western we have Arabian Sea. At the east we have Bay of Bengal. This coastal region develops their fish has a main business. The main business in this coastal region is fishery, and this the plateau of the Deccan plateau. Here is the picture of Deccan plateau. Okay, here is the picture of Deccan plateau, which has a different mountainary area, that Satpura ranges. Here we have Satpura ranges. Then we have Vindhya ranges. This Sahyadri mountain ranges and Eastern Ghat. At the western it is called as a Western Ghat, and at the eastern side it is called as a Eastern Ghat. These in the Rajasthan, the land, there are a third desert. Hmm? And at the east side of this, west side of this third desert, there is a Sindhu river, Sindhu basin, and beyond that there is a Bolan Pass and Khyber Pass. These through two passes has a most importance in the history, because the Silk Route, which is started into China, is go through this Khyber Pass and Bolan Pass up to the Europe, okay, through the Central Asia. And many invaders in the history, many invaders come to invade India through these two passes. This pass is take a very important place in the history of Indian subcontinents, because these passes duly affect the wealth of India. So the subcontinent, the Indian subcontinent's geography severely affect the history of India or subcontinents in the course of time. So if we want to study the history of Indian subcontinent, we must first understand the geography of the Indian subcontinent. For example, in Maharashtra we have Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, who fought with the five invaders or foreign rulers with the help of geography of Sahyadri mountains. They uses these Sahyadri mountains very skillfully, so they beat forces which attack them. This history creates by Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj with the help of Sahyadri mountains. Okay, here we completed the first lesson, the Indian subcontinent, which is started from these Indian subcontinents contains that is the Afghanistan, Pakistan, Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka and India. This whole region or Indian subcontinent, also known as the South Asia. The Harappan civilization had spread mainly in the northwestern part of Indian subcontinent, which is situated in the nowadays Afghanistan and Pakistan. China and Myanmar, our neighboring countries, are not the part of South Asia or Indian subcontinent, but these countries have trade relations with our ancient India. Okay, so here we complete the first lesson. So for homework, you must complete this exercise given below of this lesson and send me a photograph on my personal number. Here are some pictures. Okay, here are some pictures shown, that is the different way of wearing clothes. In the first picture we have the patka and kurta pajama, the Marathi style of wearing clothes of Nawari saris. In the second picture we have a Punjabi dress. In the third we have a South Indian, that is lungi and kurta. And fourth picture. In the fourth picture we have Rajasthani or some type of Gujarati, the Rajasthani dresses, a pagdi and dhoti. So here we complete this first lesson. Now we are going to start a new lesson, that is sources of history. The sources of history means the history means the events occurs in the past. Because we can't reach in the past, we have to get the knowledge about that event through the different proofs or a source which is available to us. Okay, there are many sources. In this lesson we have to study many sources to get the knowledge about our past, about the events which occurs in our country. So to understand that event occurs in the country or the great culture of our great culture through the sources. That sources are the material sources, written sources, oral sources, and the sources of ancient Indian history. While studying these sources, we have to take some measures or precautions while studying these sources. So in this lesson we are going to study the sources, that is material, written, oral. Okay. So here this is an introduction of the second lesson. Okay. Our ancient our ancestors create a great culture. Having a great culture, they are do a different great our ancestor creates a great sculptures and also having a great written there are great customs of our ancestors, tradition, folk art and folk literature, as well as different great monuments which is created by our ancestors. These objects and ancestors are still exist. So these monuments, written books, the folk arts, folk literatures are the historical as well as the historical documents which gives us the knowledge about our history. So we can refer these sources as a sources of history, these material as a sources of history. Mainly these sources are divided into three types: material sources, written sources and oral sources. Material sources means variety of things that our ancestors uses to run their daily life. Okay, many artifacts which is created by them, manufactured by them and used by them. That artifacts gives us valuable informations about their rituals, about their day-to-day way of life, like the earthen pots, their shapes using material, color and the skill of making that pot. This gives us the knowledge about how advanced is our ancestors are. The different ornaments, the artifacts throws the lights upon the rituals or social interactions of our ancestor. So this is the main introduction of this lesson, that the main different sources, while we going to interact with them, we have to go through the stepwise. So now for this lecture we will stop here. In the next lecture we are going through these sources, that is the material source, written source, oral sources, deeply. So we will stop here now. Okay.